Picture this. For 76 years, children around the world memorized the same 9 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Then, in a single day in 2006, astronomers took a vote that literally changed our solar system. Pluto was out, just like that. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Pluto didn't change. It's still the same icy world it's always been, orbiting the sun just like before. So, what actually happened? And why are people still angry about it almost 20 years later? I'm going to tell you the full story of how we lost our 9th planet. And trust me, it's way more dramatic than you think. Let's travel back to 1930. The Great Depression is crushing America, but at Lowell Observatory in Arizona, a 24-year-old astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh is about to make history. Tombaugh had been searching for Planet X, a mysterious 9th planet that astronomers suspected was lurking in the outer solar system. Night after night, he'd photographed the same patches of sky, then compare the images using a device called a blink comparator. It was mind-numbing work, but on February 18, 1930, something moved. A tiny dot of light had shifted position between photographs. After weeks of confirmation, the announcement went global. We had found our 9th planet. The world went absolutely crazy. This wasn't just any discovery. This was our solar system getting bigger. The planet was named Pluto, after the Roman god of the underworld, suggested by an 11-year-old girl from England. How perfect is that? For the next 76 years, Pluto was the 9th planet. It was in every textbook, every model of the solar system, every childhood song about planets. It was official. It was final, or so we thought. But even from the beginning, Pluto was weird, and as our technology got better, it got weirder. First, there was the size problem. When Pluto was discovered, astronomers thought it was roughly the size of Earth. But as decades passed and our measurements improved, Pluto kept shrinking. By the 1970s, we realized it was smaller than our moon, way smaller. Then there was its orbit. Every other planet orbits the sun in roughly the same plane. Imagine a flat disk, but Pluto. Pluto does its own thing, tilted at 17 degrees like it's dancing to different music. And here's the really strange part. Sometimes Pluto isn't even the farthest planet from the sun. Its elliptical orbit occasionally brings it closer than Neptune. From 1979 to 1999, Neptune was technically our outermost planet. But nobody wanted to reprint all those textbooks, so we just ignored it. Scientists started whispering questions they'd never asked before. What exactly makes something a planet? And more importantly, what if we got it wrong? Fast forward to 2005, astronomer Mike Brown and his team at Caltech are scanning the outer solar system with powerful new telescopes. They're not looking for planets, they're just mapping what's out there, and then they find something that breaks everything. Meet Eris, a distant icy world that's actually bigger than Pluto. Not smaller, not the same size, bigger, and it's not alone. The outer solar system is packed with similar objects. Haumea Sedna. It's like discovering an entire neighborhood you never knew existed. This is the moment astronomers realized they had a massive problem. If Pluto is a planet, then Eris should be too, and and probably dozens of other objects we haven't even found yet. Are we prepared to have 20, 50, maybe 100 planets in our solar system? Mike Brown, the guy who discovered Eris, later wrote a book called How I Killed Pluto and Why It Had to Die. That's not the title of someone who takes planetary demotion lightly. Something had to give. The International Astronomical Union, the official keepers of cosmic definitions, called an emergency meeting. August 2006, Prague, Czech Republic. The International Astronomical Union's General Assembly is usually a pretty boring affair. Astronomers presenting research, technical discussions, polite applause. Not this year. For the first time in history, astronomers had to answer a question nobody thought they'd need to ask. What is a planet? After days of heated debate, they came up with 3 criteria. To be a planet, an object must orbit the sun, have enough mass to be roughly round and clear the neighborhood around its orbit. That third one, clearing the neighborhood, that's where Pluto failed. Jupiter has gravitationally dominated its orbit, sweeping up or flinging away most other objects. Same with Earth, Mars, and all the other planets. But Pluto shares its orbital space with thousands of other Kuiper Belt objects. It's not the boss of its cosmic neighborhood, it's just another resident. On August 24, 2006, the vote was held. The results? 237 in favor of the new definition, 157 against, with 30 abstentions. Pluto was officially no longer a planet. The reaction was immediate and intense. People were furious, and I mean nuclear level, angry. Children cried, adults felt betrayed. The state of Illinois, Clyde Tombaugh's home state, officially declared that Pluto would always be a planet within their borders. But why did people care so much? It's not like Pluto changed. It's still out there, same as always. Here's what I think happened. For most of us, the solar system isn't just astronomy, it's part of our identity. We grew up with 9 planets. We memorized them, drew them, learned songs about them. Pluto wasn't just the 9th planet. It was our 9th planet. Plus, there's something deeply human about rooting for the underdog. Pluto was the little planet that could. Small, distant, but still hanging in there with the big guys. Taking away its planet status felt like cosmic bullying. Even some astronomers weren't happy. Alan Stern, the principal investigator of NASA's New Horizons mission to Pluto, has spent nearly 2 decades arguing that the IAU got it wrong. His argument? Clearing the orbit is a ridiculous requirement because even Earth would fail that test if you put it at Pluto's distance from the Sun. The debate isn't over. It might never be. But here's the beautiful irony. Getting demoted to dwarf planet might be the best thing that ever happened to Pluto's reputation. In 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft gave us our first close-up look at Pluto, and it was breathtaking. This isn't the boring cratered rock we expected. Pluto is alive with geological activity. There's the famous heart-shaped region called Tombaugh Regio, made of frozen nitrogen that's constantly cycling and renewing itself. There are towering mountains made of water ice, higher than the Rockies. There are vast plains, mysterious dark spots, and a thin but complex atmosphere. And Pluto isn't alone out there. It has 5 moons, including Charon, so large that Pluto and Charon are sometimes called a double planet. They're tidally locked, always showing the same face to each other, like cosmic dancers frozen in an eternal waltz. Pluto lives in the Kuiper Belt, a region of space filled with leftover building blocks from the solar system's formation. It's not just a dwarf planet, it's the king of an entire realm of ancient pristine objects that hold clues to our cosmic origin story. Maybe that's more impressive than being the 9th planet in a line of 9. So here's the thing about Pluto's demotion. The universe didn't notice. Pluto is still out there, still orbiting the Sun, still fascinating and mysterious and beautiful. Our definitions didn't change what it is. They only changed how we categorize it. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Science isn't about permanent truths carved in stone. It's about constantly refining our understanding as we learn more. We discovered that our solar system is more complex and interesting than we thought. Instead of 9 planets in a neat line, we have 8 planets, several dwarf planets, and thousands of smaller objects in a cosmic ecosystem we're still exploring. The question isn't whether Pluto deserves to be called a planet. The question is, what do we do with new knowledge? Do we cling to old categories, or do we evolve our understanding? Pluto is still Pluto. Call it what you want, dwarf planet, planetoid, or, yes, even planet, if that makes you happy. The rock itself doesn't care about our labels. But that amazing heart-shaped world at the edge of our solar system, that's real. That's what matters. And that's pretty wonderful, don't you think? So what do you think? Should Pluto still be considered a planet? Are the IAU's criteria fair, or did they make a cosmic mistake? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing your perspectives on these big questions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into planetary politics, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos exploring the wild, weird, and wonderful universe we live in. And ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep looking up.